Yo, what is going on, guys? I hope you are all doing well. So on today's episode, we are going to be kicking it off with a clip from this woman right here who's a little bit mad. She's a little bit frustrated that she has gotten rejected by men because of her past, okay? A lot of these women, they say things like, you know, my past shouldn't matter, or, you know, if he's insecure if he cares about the dudes that I've been with previously. But in the same breath, they can't seem to understand why dudes don't want to marry them, or why men don't want to take them seriously. Because if a man has a boundary and he comes along and he says, I'm not interested in dating girls who are for the streets, all of a sudden it is an absolute problem. So guys, let's just jump right into today's video clip. As always, don't forget to subscribe to Lock the Bounty Hunter. I'm going to leave his channel linked in the pinned comment for sending us today's video to cringe at. And let's take a listen to some of these women who are regretting hookup culture. Let's take a listen.
Why did I never realize in the age of the pick-me girl, and even I can be pick-me sometimes, we all can be, okay? Everyone has pick-me tendencies. It just happens. It's societal at this point that we completely ignored the fact that there's a whole genre of men just like this. And no, it's not necessarily the gym cells, but those can intersect. Talking about the kind of guy who gives you the whole, I only date to marry, and then you never see him again because you didn't sleep with him. You meet a guy and he's like, oh, I'm not like these other guys, I won't treat you like that. And then they do worse. They're like, tell me about your past, and you tell them about your past, and they weaponize it against you.
Okay, so let's pause it right here. So apparently this woman has come across a man or some men who are trying to take dating seriously in 2023, which is another discussion in of itself, right? But she's come across a guy who, or multiple men who have said, I'm looking to date to marry, or I'm looking to take things a little bit more seriously, which again, marriage is not something that I recommend to dudes in the year 2023, simply because it's so dangerous. But anyway, she comes across these guys, and these men obviously say, hey, you know, what's your past like? What's your dating history like? How many dudes have you been with? And she probably gave them a fraction of the answer, because that's typically how this goes, right? You ask a woman how many dudes she's been with or her past, and then she significantly downplays the number or tries to make herself be a victim, etc. And this guy or guys probably saw this and said, right, she's not wife material, she's not girlfriend material, and then they rightfully ghosted her ass. Okay, and you see, this is what happens, okay? You're all welcome. A lot of these quote-unquote ladies, okay, you're more than welcome to go out here in the year 2023 and get with a whole bunch of guys and create a past, as it were, for yourself. But at the end of the day, it's not men's obligation to have a relationship with you, or to take it seriously, or to take you seriously, rather. She says here, my past was weaponized against me, right? Implying that she's the victim. That's like me going out here, guys, right? It's like me going out there, committing a crime, applying for a job, and then complaining that the place trying to hire employees doesn't want felons. You know what I mean? It's like, yes, your past matters when you go into a relationship or when you're trying to date a guy. And a lot of these women, they hate to accept that fact. Right? It really bothers them. You see all sorts of dudes get called insecure, or, you know, some word beginning with "cell" on the end of it. But let's just run that back one more time, and then we'll continue with the video.
Why did I never realize in the age of the pick-me girl, and even I can be pick-me sometimes, we all can be, okay? Everyone has pick-me tendencies. It just happens. It's societal at this point that we...
Okay, so right off the bat, within the first 2 seconds of the video, by the way, she tells you that she's simped over a whole bunch of men, which is, again, a red flag in itself. She just told, if you read between the lines, what she really just said here is she chased dudes who didn't want her. Okay, and of course, I have to point this out before we continue with the video as well, guys. Just the list of red flags we have here. We have here arm tattoos, I believe this is. Let me pull this up so you guys can see. Right. We have arm tattoos going on here. 1, 2, 3 of them. This woman looks like her early 20s. I don't particularly know with the makeup and the filter these days. I always make this point, but I cannot tell women's ages on these applications because they have a whole bunch of filters on. But I'm going to assume she's early 20s, mid 20s. I have no idea. Something tells me that this woman is going to suffer for a very long time. And you know what else makes these girls suffer, guys? poor skincare, which is why they use a ridiculous amount of makeup, filters, and whatever else, and also why today's episode is sponsored by Tiege Hanley. If you guys didn't know, Tiege Hanley is a skincare company that helps men start and maintain a skincare routine by making the entire thing really simple. It is literally the best skincare system for guys like you and me, which is why I have been using them for such a long time, even before they sponsored the channel. I would recommend starting with their level 1 system, which is what I currently use, and it comes with all of the basics. You get a daily face wash to get rid of all of the dirt and grime under your skin. You get a 2 times per week exfoliating scrub to get rid of the dead skin. You get an AM moisturizer with SPF 20 to help with the sun exposure. And you also get a PM moisturizer so that you stay healthy and hydrated throughout the night. Guys, Tiege Hanley is a really good skincare option because every single box comes with an instruction card that literally explains how to use their products. Even if you're unfamiliar with skincare, it is super simple, and in fact it is so simple that I think some of the people who we cover here on this channel actually have a chance, around 7% I would say, to use it correctly themselves. Guys, Tiege Hanley is the first sponsor that I have ever had on this channel, and there is a reason for that. They have tons of 5-star reviews on their website from customers in different places all over the world, and they have shown that they're actually capable of helping a lot of people. Not only do you get amazing skin, guys, but as a member of Tiege Hanley, you also get a lot of benefits. You get 20% off of the retail price, you can customize your box, you get deals that nobody else gets, and you can also pause or cancel your order at any time, so it's not lock-in, and you get free US shipping. And guys, because Tiege Hanley is sponsoring today's video, they are offering you a great deal. Just click the first link in the description and you'll get 30% off of your first box plus a free gift. As a special bonus, the free gift includes either a stylish dop kit or a high quality towel, so don't miss out on the deal and click that link to get started today. But back to today's episode. You know, we've got the tattoos going on here, we have the very long nails, we have nose ring, hoop earrings, right? We have posting on TikTok complaining, and then, you know, of course it's directed at men. Why won't men accept me for my past? Why do men, get this, why do men weaponize my past, right? Insane. Let's continue.
It just happens. It's societal at this point that we completely ignored the fact that there's a whole genre of men just like this. And no, it's not necessarily the gym cells, but those can intersect. Talking about the kind of guy who gives you the whole, I only date to marry, and then you never see him again because you didn't sleep with him. You meet a
You probably, here's the thing, it's probably not because you didn't sleep with him that he left you. It's probably because he realized that you just weren't girlfriend or wife material anyway. Right? And here's the thing, if this guy comes along and he finds out that you have a past and that you've been with a whole bunch of dudes and you don't sleep with him, why should he stay anyway? Here's the logic, okay? Why should that man stay, take you out on dates, or, you know, try and romance you when the past, you know, X amount of men before him, all they had to do was buy you like fries at McDonald's, or probably not even that. So why should one man pay significantly more to have intimacy with you than the previous whole bunch of dudes that you've been with? It's really quite insulting, right? Why would you pay more than the previous person is the logic there.
Again because you didn't sleep with him. You meet a guy and he's like, oh, I'm not like these other guys, I won't treat you like that. And then they do worse. They're like, tell me about your past, and you tell them about their you tell them about your past and they weaponize it against you and then do you more dirty than the last one did, or take notes. They take hints out of that playbook and they steal them and weaponize them against you to make you insecure.
No, here's what happens, okay? The guy finds out about your past, and then he realizes that, well, he understands that he probably doesn't want to have a future with you, right? And this is a calculation that men do, okay? They say, well, you know, why would I take this girl seriously? She clearly doesn't respect herself. She goes out with a whole bunch of random dudes. She has an extensive past. What are the odds that she can even be loyal to me? Right? If you sit down and you do the math on this, okay, let's just really lowball it, and say that this woman has been with 7 dudes, okay? What makes you think that you're going to be, statistically speaking, lucky number 8 who has a long-lasting, successful relationship with this woman? You know, the odds are not really looking good, because odds are there's going to be a number 9 after you. There's probably going to be a number 10, 11, 12, etc. So why, and you know, every time that women go through this and they have a relationship after relationship, the odds of them just being attached to the previous dudes increases a whole lot as well. So you're essentially having a relationship with a woman who's probably still stuck on her ex anyway. Like, this is not something that's really appealing to men. But let's continue with the video.
I'm against you to make you insecure. Honorable mention to men who go to the gym just to record themselves. Don't hate me for that one, okay? Because girls do it too, but I'm just saying, y'all are also a part of that demographic. Y'all should get married. I'd come to the wedding, a pick-me girl and a pick-me guy's wedding. That would be a shit show.
Right, so we're shaming dudes for recording themselves in the gym. Now, I will say this, okay? I understand people who are like, well, I don't really like people recording themselves in the gym. Totally get it. But like, notice how we're just lashing out at random crap here. She probably, the dude that she's probably talking to one specific guy right now who probably recorded himself in the gym. That's going to be my guess here, because this just seems like really kind of off the wall, out of the blue.
Wedding, that would be a shit show. It'd be like, who can outdo each other more? Best example of a pick-me guy is, especially at a wedding, is the guy who put the vows in that were so viciously awful. He managed to unite an entire group of women and men over how disgusting it was because his mother was the officiator and his daughters were there. The one who belittles his girlfriend or wife publicly to look cool and masculine, that's a pick-me man.
Okay, so again, we're just throwing out like random nonsense. Obviously, you shouldn't be belittling your partner. Like, this is just basically what's happened here. Okay, let's just slow it down a bit before I get a migraine talking about this video. We got rejected by a dude who was probably an avid gym goer who recorded himself. I don't know, it seems like that's the case. And now we're making nonsensical TikTok videos about it, venting our frustration, trying to label him some sort of cell, gym cell, because he viewed her past as something that was relevant to a relationship, which, by the way, it absolutely is. So this is the problem with a lot of these, you know, this modern day womanist crap, is like, these people seem to think that they can do absolutely anything and there are no repercussions to it. Right? It's true. You're liberated. You can go, you can have your fun with a whole bunch of dudes. You can, you know, set up your Instagram in a very questionable ways and present yourself as someone who is not wife material. You're more than welcome to do that. Go out there, farm your 5,000, 10,000 followers, make your TikTok videos, have your past with a whole bunch of random guys. But the moment of reckoning comes when you try and get a relationship from a man you really want. He's going to look at that and say, yeah, look, not really for me. And you can view it as him weaponizing your past, but he's simply taking it into account and saying that this is not worth it. Let's continue into the next clip here. And I haven't seen, we're going to go into probably a couple more clips here, or maybe this will be the last one actually, of more women regretting hookup culture. So let's take a listen together and see what this is about. You already know this is going to be a banger.
A lot of people need to hear this. There is no better time to be single and on your own than right now. I always share on here, I have been single my entire life. I have been dating and dating and dating since I was 19 years old. I'm now 26 years old. I will be 27 in January. And yes, it is absolutely frustrating and asinine. And did I cry the other night because I'm just so frustrated being single and I'm frustrated with this dating scene. I'm frustrated with men. Absolutely.
Wait, but I thought you said that being single was the goal and it made you happy and that's what you were after. These videos are fantastic, right? Because they just blow your brain up within 2 seconds. Like, we sit down, we turn on the video to record ourselves making a TikTok, and we immediately contradict ourselves when we're making said video. It is truly amazing how these people do this. Like, absolutely stunning. But this woman has been, what'd she say, been dating since she was 19. She was probably dating before then, let's be honest. So, but you know, 19 to 26, turning 27, so 7 going on 8 years she's been dating, and she still has not found her Prince Charming. Now, something tells me that, particularly if you're a woman, I want to stress this, okay, because it's a little bit different for women and men, right? Women will say, well, how come a guy is, you know, 25, 20 or 30 or whatever the age is, and he hasn't got a wife, he hasn't got a girlfriend? Number one, marriage doesn't benefit men, and typically long-term relationships don't either. That's number one. But number two, men have such fewer options compared to women, even women like this, right? So if you're a girl and you're 27 years of age and you're single, in the year 2023 with the amount of options that you have at your fingertips, that's on you. Okay, it's not necessarily the same for men, because a lot of guys we're not really born with options. A lot of guys can't just open up Instagram and have their DMs full if they post some questionable picture. Okay, but girls can literally, there's a clip, I don't have it on me, but there's a clip of a dude making a dating profile with literally just a picture of like a room or a bed or something, and then he puts a name on it as a woman, and he gets more matches than some dude who's good looking. So if you're coming here and you're saying dating is hard for me, I'm 27 and I'm still single, it's not on the men. You have such a disgusting amount of options. If you can't make it work, hey, that's on you.
But then I sit back and I go, wait, I managed to have my hair appointment. I got a massage. I'm applying to jobs that I want to apply for. I'm looking into new apartments and new places to live because I can. Because I'm by myself. I am on my own. This is my life.
Congratulations, madam. You've traded a happy and successful relationship, a marriage, kids and family, with the ability to go job hunting and be alone in your apartment. Man, what exactly happened here? We're at a point in society, like, it's absolutely amazing to me how this woman is coping so hard that she views going out and looking for jobs, working for someone who probably does not care about her in the slightest, and she, in her mind, is ranking this above having a family and having a successful relationship with a man. That is insanity.
I stayed awake till 1 a.m. reading my favorite book. I went to this coffee shop at 2 o'clock in the afternoon because I could. I went to Target and bought all my favorite fall and Halloween decorations because I could. I rewatched Grey's Anatomy for the 3rd time and listened repeatedly to Taylor Swift for the 3,000th millionth time.
You know, the more this video goes on, the more I'm understanding why this woman is going on 27 years of age and still single.
Because I can. Don't get me wrong, there is nothing more beautiful and wonderful in this world than sharing your life with somebody you truly are in love with, someone who is your significant other, someone who is your husband, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever it is an incredible thing.
And yet you seem to rank listening to Taylor Swift and job hunting and sitting alone in a new apartment above that. These things are so incredibly shallow, they're materialistic, right? And we're ranking these things above literally having a family and a successful marriage even. Right? So, again, logically contradicting ourselves the whole way through this video, by the way.
But it's as equally incredible and beautiful to live your own life on your own terms. And I'm saying this because next time you're sitting there and you're crying and you're angry and you're frustrated, feeling hopeless about your love life, feeling hopeless about no one will ever love you, no one will ever want to be with you, take a step back. Just remind yourself that this is your time, this is your life, and you get to live it on your own terms. I will always say this. When that time comes for you to finally settle down with someone and have that cookie cutter, white picket fence life, if that's something that you want in life, you are going to look back on these times and be so happy and grateful you had them. And those are my 1 a.m. thoughts. Okay, bye.
Right, so let me put it to you, madam. This whole time to settle down, time to find a husband, time to actually get on with your life, this was all supposed to happen for you years ago. Okay, this is just single women trying to convince other single women to remain single. Right? I did a video recently, very recently at the time of this video release, right? Where we had that woman who divorced her millionaire husband, right? And her logic was like, well, you know, I can get out of it and I can take all the money, and the logic is always, I have time, I don't need a man. Right? I can do this later. I can push it off until I'm in my 30s. But the problem is when reality comes knocking, right? And reality says, hey, listen, you can't do that. Or if you're going to try and marry when you're past 30, or you're going to try and sort your life out when you're past 30, you are going to have a much more difficult time. You know, and especially like that video I mentioned a second ago, you have the woman who left her marriage at 47 years of age and is trying to get back into the dating world. And a lot of these women realize that men are just going to have their fun and they're going to, you know, set you aside to the curb and to the streets where you belong and where you apparently want to be. So I don't really see any issues here. But let's continue on to the next and final video of today. And we have here, oh boy, this is going to be good. A car video from an older lady here, lady in brackets, excuse me. The apology all of us who've been stuck in a situationship needs. So before we even get into this video, if you're a woman and you're in a situationship, that's entirely on you. Okay, perhaps you should actually try and secure commitment from a man properly rather than date a guy who clearly just wants to have fun with you and only that. But hey, who am I to judge, right? The apology all of us who've been stuck in situationships needs. Again, not stuck in a situationship. You decided to be the side piece. Live with it. Let's jump into the video.
God, I'm sorry that you gave me your everything, and I didn't give mine to you. I'm sorry that you gave me your best when I was at my worst. I'm sorry that I allowed you to fall in love with me, knowing damn well I couldn't fall back in love with you.
I'm cringing so incredibly hard while watching this.
I'm sorry that I put my own selfish needs above yours. I'm sorry that I didn't treasure your heart the way that I should have. I'm sorry that you wasted so much of your life trying to make mine better. I'm sorry that you saw a man in me that doesn't exist.
This woman's sitting here and she's drinking in all the pandering. She's like, ah, yes, this is so incredibly delicious. You know, my past situationship, it was so difficult on me. Again, situationships, by the way, something that's entirely self-inflicted, right? So if I see someone especially on the internet, but if I see someone complaining about situationships, that just tells you all you need to know. They're chasing bad boys, or they're chasing dudes who don't want a relationship with them, and they don't respect themselves at the end of the day, right? They really don't. I've literally seen women in real life, both in real life and on the internet, doing these TikToks and stuff, who will legitimately chase a man for 6 months plus without a relationship, and then they go to the next guy and they expect him to like immediately have a relationship with her or to take her seriously. It's absolutely laughable, man. Absolutely laughable.
I'm sorry that I made you pass up on potential happiness with someone else. I'm sorry that I took your time when I didn't deserve it. They should have said sorry. Hopefully mine will pay.
Holy hell, I am cringing so incredibly hard. And that is the last clip of today's episode, guys. I think all of these women are quite clearly just absolutely insane, but we're going to be leaving it there. Guys, don't forget to leave your thoughts and your comments. Don't forget to go and subscribe to Locke the Bounty Hunter for sending us today's cringe to take a look at. And as always, guys, make sure that you take care of yourselves, and I'll be seeing you all in the next episode. Peace.